Oh man, I'm watching that video and I'm enjoying myself because that's my friend, and spoke to her not too long ago about her music, her growth, taking time away, expectations, her plans. So if you're a fan, if this is the first time you're hearing the music, please go on YouTube. Let's check out, let's support. I always say support is by, getting views up on YouTube, buying the music, going to the concerts. And she actually performed, at the 3Music Awards, had an amazing performance. I think a lot of people were surprised, especially for an artist you don't see perform as much, right? When you see them for the first time and they blow you away the way she did, it's a pretty impressive feat. So once again, please go out there and support her. And today, the focus for the conversation, our conversation, because we do this with you guys, right? You are the most important part of every single thing we do. You, the fan, because you buy the ticket to the concerts, you get the views up, you buy the music, you support us, you watch us, you listen to us. So we talk about things you guys want to see here on TV. And 3Music Awards obviously is, again, for the fans. I think I said at the pre-show, an award show like that is honoring the artists, but it's also honoring the fans, because the fans, they follow the artists. So today's conversation is going to be heavily focused on the 3Music Awards. Please send us messages. If there's anything you want to ask, be a part of the conversation. I have an amazing guest in the studio who is heavily involved in organizing the 3Music Awards. You would say the figurehead. So sit back, relax, enjoy. Again, MX24 TV, every single platform. Hashtag is MXLIVE. And here at MX24, we also have an event coming up. We support initiatives that we believe, affect society. We have the conversations that we believe, impact society. And that's why we here at MX24 have an event like Cross It Out. So you can join us for the Cross It Out concert this October as we climax our year-long breast cancer awareness campaign with a thrilling concert with your favorite female artists, right? Now you have to mark your calendars. It's happening Friday 18th to October, of October 2024 from 6 p.m. at Alliance Française, Accra. Now performing live, just listen to this lineup. From Ifia to Felinuna, Titi Owusu, Maya Blue, Shayuta, Dakwa, Senti, Esther Legend, Kiki Celine, and DJ Nice. So many artists coming through. Now they're going to be backed by the Afro Harmony Band and hosted by Ghana's favorite twins, Lali and Lola. You see them here so many times. They're also going to be there, of course. Now for tickets, very, very simple. All you have to do is dial *365 *88 *455 hash. Very, very simple. *365 *88 *455 hash. In case you miss anything, go on our social media pages. It is all there. Or you can visit our app, right? All the information is there too. Now, it is brought to you by some amazing brands we're working with, from Choco to Tango Washing Powder. We have McPhillips Foods, we have IBM Petroleum, and our media partners, YFM. We appreciate you guys so, so much. Our hospital partner too is Life Check Health Center. So I just want to say to everyone, who supports any cause, focused on people, the struggles of what we're going through. Because the thing is, if you're not going through it yourself, you might know someone who's going through. You've seen, the difficulties of what people go through. And even though this is just breast cancer awareness, with anything health related, this is obviously going to drive the conversation of staying healthy and doing your best when it comes to, talking to other people about what they're going through. Because the thing about this is there are a lot of women who are shy, to talk about this, they can't come out. They're even scared to go to the hospitals. I've had conversations with women who are like, I have the symptoms, but there's so much stigma around these kind of things. I couldn't even go to the hospital. So this is very, very important. And interestingly enough, I think I saw somewhere that men too might be facing problems like this. So, it's not only for the women. If you're a brother, going out there through your own problems, please don't shy away. Come through, let's chill, let's have some fun. And it's all for a positive cause. So please sit back, relax, enjoy. As soon as we get back, we're going straight into the conversation. We'll be right back.
Now my phone, my lock back, my dark back, my ligne. My dark back, I lock back, my ligne. Now my phone, my lock back, my dark back, my ligne. My dark back, I lock back, opinion. Ajaba mahanya ya ya. Magajira ki mana mamanyo. Ajaba mahanya ya ya. Magahara ki mana opinion. Ajaba mahanya ya ya. Blessings, no nuit, fire never quench, ever blazing. No zike makona ya majina, no zike majina ya makona. Ragwa nevana miakoga, vanu nyena maga hoha. Counting my blessings alone, all of my curses I don't know. Futoya katabu vare miachila, oh tie me hohalo, oh njemi muiro, ayenya miokwadora. Talk this about hello. Call me if you're chill, hello. Diameter, hello. Be hello.
Welcome back, guys. MX24 TV on social media, all our platforms, and we're 100K right now on TikTok, you know, and want to say thank you to everyone who supports us, who appreciates us. We can't do this without you guys, so please keep the messages coming through with the conversations we have. Because as I always say, everything we do is for you. It's basically by you, because these conversations, you know, are the conversations, you know, that drive the industry, you know, the entertainment, encompassing the actors and actresses, the artists, the directors. Those behind the cameras are as important as those in front of the screens. I couldn't do all this by myself. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. And we're going to do our best to support the Ghana music entertainment scene as much as possible. Now, I have a lady who's also very heavily supporting the Ghana entertainment scene, because every time I see her, very busy. She's always on the phone. So this is my first, just as much as your first, full-length conversation. She has nobody to herself but me. I have the beautiful Rashidatu Yasmine Abdulai in the studio. Now, she's the CEO for 3Media Networks. Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Today, no phones.
No phones.
She's always busy. But that's true, though.
No
You're
phones,
very busy.
Yeah.
As a young guy, right, who's getting into business, who's trying to be a CEO myself, how did this start for you, you know, getting where you are as an individual?
Yeah, thank you. My journey started from Ghana Telecom then, now Telecel. It transitioned to Vodafone and now Telecel. So as a young girl who completed uni, there was no job. You know how Ghana is. So I got an opportunity to join National Youth Employment then.
Okay.
I think
this was years ago.
Years ago.
Wow.
So I joined National Youth Employment, and I got the opportunity to join the business side of things in telco. Okay. So I raged through the rank from being an intern throughout to be a head of a department.
Wow.
So I did 12 years in Vodafone. So I left Vodafone in 2015 as a head of enterprise SME sales, so small, medium enterprises. And I didn't just leave. An opportunity came to join Airtel Tigo. That time was Tigo, Millicom Ghana, to come head their SME units. Whoever knows Millicom very well, it started as a small business that was just focused on the young for only mobile. They were just focused on mobile. They were not doing more of B2B. It was more of, so I moved there. It was an opportunity. It was a growth. And I've done it all. I can say I've done it all in Vodafone. So I wanted a
over
new
20
challenge.
years.
Yes.
In business and work. Did you envision this, you know, the rate at which, you know, you grew in your sector? Or was it just learning on the job, moving as you go?
I did my best because I envisaged what I wanted to be.
Okay.
So the point was work hard, thrive, push, you know, get training, get mentorship. And I believe that's what brought me this far. So anytime, for me, I would say that all the roles I got was based on merits. I worked so hard
for it.
I wouldn't say that there was any opportunity that I got that was just on a silver platter. Never. If there's no time, if I'm going to tell you the stories, it wasn't a joke. I
can't imagine.
Yes, it was. So I worked very hard, and I was determined. I knew where I wanted to be, and the sky was not even my limit.
What advice would you give, you know, a young girl, a young guy, you know, who has dreams, who's going through their own difficult periods? Watching right now, what advice would you give them?
I'll tell them to be patient. Maybe it is not yet time. Being patient doesn't mean that you should stop persevering. They should continue to persevere. They should push boundaries. concentrate on what they want to do. They shouldn't relent because challenges are meant to be a part of us.
Yeah.
So if you are challenged a little, then you give up.
Yeah.
I was in Ghana Telecom, I wasn't receiving salary. As I mentioned, through National Youth Employment.
For real?
I was given 10 cedis, I think 204, 10 cedis for TNT. And the 10 CD comes on Fridays. You know, if it's a government something, they'll keep the 10 CD for a very long time before they even give you.
Yeah.
But I did not stop. I kept pushing. So I did other stuff. You know, I did other jobs.
Yeah.
You know, selling. I didn't say I'm a graduate, so I wouldn't sell.
Yeah.
I was doing door to door. I'll go to Togo, go bring some stuff, come sell, do door to door. So I can get the fare to take myself to work.
I think you should have a master class. Just invite us, you know, we just sit down, we can just listen to you the whole day. Because, you know, it seems very simple to sum up 20 years, you know, of the ups and downs of what you've been through, working with different brands, different companies, and to see and to talk about it the way you are for 5 minutes. But the fact is, if you didn't stick to your guns, you wouldn't even be here.
Exactly.
Right? And being here, again, is being a part of the 3Media networks. Before 3Media networks, had you ever been in entertainment, that aspect of business?
Never.
Wow.
Never.
So what drew you to it?
From when I completed school until my 19th year, when I left telco fully and joined 3Media networks.
What drew you to entertainment as a whole?
So for entertainment as a whole, I'm just a music lover.
Okay.
I like music. And I believe music is the food to the soul. When I'm down, it's music. And I enjoy all the genres. So that was just me.
Okay.
So it was an opportunity that came and they were interviewing for a replacement. And I got a call because my information is on LinkedIn. That there's an opportunity here to come work in a media house. So to be honest, that wasn't what I wanted to do. So I started recommending, you know, names. I gave names to the recruiter. Oh, you can call this person. I know him. He used to be this. You can call this person. I know her. She's working on this brand. We did all the interviews. Then she called me back again. So, oh, Madam Rashida, don't you think you can do this job? So I was quite, but you don't need to know. You don't need to be on the ground. You can learn on the job. What we need is a leader and a manager. And that you have it. Yes. Because then I was the MD for Main One Telecom, now Equinix, now Equinix Ghana. So I was the MD for Ghana operations. So she was like, you've managed Main One, you have over 100 staff. That is what we want. We want that your managerial skills. We are not saying that at all costs you need to know media. So why don't you consider it? So I was like, okay, I'll think about it and get back to you. So on a Tuesday, I got back to her. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. So the next Wednesday, she said, you have to come for interview. I'm like, oh.
Just like that.
Just like that. She said, no, you'll be fine, come. So I asked her who will be in the in the interview room, and she told me about 12 people. I started shaking because really, if it's about media, I was thinking questions will come from
This is very hard for me to believe.
Yes, just like that.
That a boss was like, no, this is very hard for me.
Because it was a new, industry.
Space. Okay.
I never dreamt of it. Media, never. Never. So to me, it was like, let me just go and try my best. So first of all, like we always do, I did a check on 3Media networks. And funny enough, it was a channel I was watching. Because when they started, they were just playing music. They were testing the channel. So testing transmission, I was watching it. So I checked 3Media, but the name came 3Media networks. So when I Googled 3Media networks.
And you knew the association.
And I knew the association. I'm like, oh, that's my TV. That's a channel I watch all the time.
So you just knew that.
So there was no time to prepare, really. But I'm a music lover. So in mind, I knew what I can do one way or the other to grow the business. And some strategies were in mind. So Wednesday, I was called to come for the interview. So I went. Lo and behold, I entered the room and I met media experts there. So, Charlie, that worsened my case. I was like, hey, media questions will come. But, you know that interview that you go and you start talking and getting to the end of the interview, you know the job is yours.
Yeah, you know it's yours. That's how you felt.
That was how I felt. And, it started, oh, how much will it take? Oh, is it negotiable? Those kind of questions.
I get that. Because the thing is, in all these spaces that you've spoken about, one thing I love to say is human beings we're dealing with.
Human beings.
You know, and that's the most important part of any industry. We can have the machinery, we can have the cars, we can have the name, but it's the human beings
who do the job.
As I was saying earlier, those behind the cameras are as important as those in front of the screens. Do you think young people, like right now, with what you've seen, and you work with a lot of young people, I got to work with you recently and I learned some stuff from you, but do you think we're as perseverant and as patient as back then, you know? Social media has made us very, moving on to the next very quickly.
I don't think so. Yes, you get one or two who are persevering and they are patient, but the younger generation now think that at a, click of a finger, everything should happen. You know, I happen to be a mentor to a number of girls, which I started from Vodafone. When I gave them my history, no, it can't be true. Ah, Madam Rash, you? No, not you. You know, when so they feel, no, you're not being truthful. Maybe you want to just say something. But it's just a few. And I believe the younger generations have to be patient. See, if you rush, you crash. So they should take their time, persevere on what they want to do, learn more, train themselves more, get mentors if they can, and just keep to be focused and do what they have to do. They should give their all and their best. And one day, someone will come knocking when they least expect it.
I honestly believe my generation, we're just a bit too emotional.
Too emotional.
You know, we're going to come, the focus of today's conversation is the 3Music Awards, right? And on the day, you know, everybody's going to be helter-skelter because that's just the name of the game.
Yes.
But people get so emotional. Oh, they spoke to me like this. Yes. I didn't like that. They don't respect me. I can't. I'm sure.
That's true.
I'm sure you've experienced. So hopefully we let go of the emotions a little bit. Hopefully. 3Music Awards, before you became a part of the brand, what was your experience as a fan, seeing it from a distance? What did you think about the 3Music Awards?
I'll say I loved it. And I think what I had in mind when I used to attend, I think the only one I didn't attend was the earlier versions. Okay. But the last one.
Oh, so you had been before?
Yes. Okay. So the one Blacko performed, I was there. I actually went in there. I got an invitation from a friend, so I actually went to watch. I loved anything. Funny enough, I loved everything that had to do with awards. You know, in Vodafone, we're part of VGMEs.
Yes.
And the department I work with were so instrumental in the dealings with Charterhouse. So I had that bit already. So anytime there was a musical show in Ghana, I would love to, you know, if I'm free, I would love to go there, go watch and de-stress a little. So knowing 3Music Awards, when I wasn't even a part of it, was a production that was mind-boggling because I was like, wow, what is this?
Seeing it from a distance.
Seeing it from a distance. I didn't know about whatever happened at the back, but what I saw on the D-Day was really thrilling and exciting. I was like, what a production. And I think so, production for 3 Media Networks or 3Music Awards has always been spectacular.
Okay, so now you get into this new space and there was a break.
Yes.
And I think we're speaking off air. When I had told, you know, a couple of people I'm going to be hosting the pre-show because I was very hush-hush about it, they're like, oh, I haven't heard about the themes for 3 years. And I was like, it's been only 1 year. And that's the thing about music and entertainment. If you take a break for 6 months, it'll be like, oh, he's falling off. Exactly. He's not working enough. He's not releasing music. He's not doing his best. So for you entering that space, where there was that break, were you a bit hesitant? Like, how are we going to be as impactful as we were then? You know, how are we going to match up to those expectations? How did you calm yourself down, so to speak?
Yeah, so I think that's the very reason why I called it off last year. Okay. Because we know how the production of 3Music Awards are, and we didn't want to go below the standard. See, we've set a particular standard for ourselves, and it's a very expensive production. Yeah. And I felt I didn't want to be pushed into having an award when we're not ready. Okay. Because then I joined along, going through all the transition, all the
so you joined before the break?
I joined before the break. So I actually called for the break with my team, with my able team. We all agreed that, do we go ahead with it and fall short of what we are known for? Or do we take our time, get the right resources, and go back like people know us to? Okay. So I actually even signed the presser for it to go out. Oh. Yes. People were pushing, a lot of people said a lot of things.
Yeah, how did you deal with the backlash,
yes,
you know, of the fact that, because fans are fans, again,
yes,
media is the media,
yes,
we just want it to happen.
Exactly.
As to how it's going to happen, we don't care.
You don't care.
How did you deal with that?
Some of the comments were so hurting, but they were right, because I think they were gearing up to something, and it didn't happen. Because it was a match, it didn't happen in March. So they were thinking it will happen. And we kept also giving them our word that it was going to happen. So getting later on in July, I guess we came to the conclusion that no, we don't think this will happen. And this is not a time to wait. Let's go out there and communicate. And, you know, from the beginning, someone will say, Madam, this will happen. People will say this, people will... I was like, guys, I'd rather they say all that.
Then do a lackluster show. I get that.
So it wasn't easy. All manner of comments. But to be honest, I didn't let it get to me. Because I remember in the interview, I was asked that question. Because we don't have a lot of females in this industry. But this industry is quite... Sometimes it's quite rough.
It is.
So how will you handle? And I told my board exactly what I'm saying today. I told them that they are right. You want to entertain people. For me, it was even a positive thing for me, because it's like, hey, people were expecting that was to happen. Yeah. And it didn't happen. So we broke their hearts. Because in March, we could have just come out to say, it's not happening. But to be honest,
so that means you're at least trying.
We're trying to make it happen.
Okay.
So when we saw it wasn't going to happen, my point was, let's not keep the public waiting. Let's go out there. So we all knew the backlash was going to come. Even before the communique went out, there were a lot of backlash everywhere. Yeah. But as I said, we took it in good faith, because we knew why we couldn't do it, and we knew it was for a good cause. Yeah. So there was no need to come out to come banter with people. No. So we never did that. None of my team members did. None of my staff went out to confront or go for interviews to go talk about it. Okay. I had a PR team, so they were supposed to be responsible for answering questions as to why. And we were as real as possible. I told them, let's not be ambiguous with our communication. Let's be fair. Let's be truthful. Yeah. And the truth is what we let out. How many organizations will come out and be honest that an award didn't happen because we didn't have the resources for the sponsorship? Yeah. But we did that.
Yeah, I mean, I had Cyril and Olele here, and we had a very open conversation like this, and they spoke about, you know, working with brands, getting them on board, making them believe. And now the fact that the brands believe in the future, want to sign on for long-term goals, means you guys have a lot in store. So now all this happens, then 2024, the decision to actually go on with the 3Music Awards. At what point did you guys know, okay, we're going to reboot this, we're going to get back in the space?
Yes. So I think it's around March. We were working on the scene, but we noticed that March wasn't possible, because we want corporate to come in and help. Okay. And to be honest, normally corporate, I'm a typical corporate person, so I know how corporate works. Okay. So the first time I joined, and I was told that, oh, madam, that was in March. I was like, guys, March is out. And, you know, change. People were fighting me.
I go thinking.
Why? So, but when I gave them the explanation, they got what I was trying to say. Okay. See, businesses, some of them, their year ends in March. Their new year normally starts in April. Other businesses end in December. Their new year starts in January. Even as of January, you go to the boardroom to try and tighten and sign your budget.
And that's all when they release funds, right?
That's when they
so
release
you can't
funds.
Just do when
so you can't just decide. So I was like, why don't we allow the corporate bodies to tell us when they think it's feasible for them to support us? Okay. Yes, we'll also have something, but we need their support. What we have cannot make it happen. We need their support. So let's give corporates that window for them to tell us and give us some tentative months. But we will go pushing that as much. And that's what we did 2 years ago. Hence, we're not having it last year. Yeah. You see, so allow the corporate to also look in their finance, get their budget at least signed. Yeah. So looking at it, it made a whole lot of sense. I was like, oh no, it's true. Yeah. We never thought, you know, that was how typical corporate works in the boardroom. To be honest, December, your year ends. Sometimes by March, a budget has not even been approved yet. So how would you spend? But normally, at least, it doesn't go beyond April. Yeah. If it even delays, you see some businesses signing and, you know, approving their budget. Then now businesses can spend, or marketing or strategy can start spending. Yeah. So that was where we started. I started, you know, preempting that March is not possible. Okay. And truly, when we're able to get some meetings, the dates worked. August and September worked perfect for us. So we decided to do September.
Were you, as strong as the brand 3Music Awards is, were you surprised, before we go on break, were you surprised with the number of brands that were willing to work with you? Because again, you're no matter what you do, it's a reintroduction.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And for whatever reason, there was a break.
Yes.
So brands are also brands. These
Yes.
are CEOs and people are like, okay. But it seems like people had amazing brands to work with.
Yes, yes. And I would like to thank them once again. It was exciting to realize that they all wanted to be a part of it. So we saw this as a capability statement. We had to make a statement, regardless, for these brands, just to send that signal to other brands who pulled out to know that, look, we are back and we are a credible entity and you can trust us to be professional with you, basically. So a huge thank you to these brands who came on board to support us. It was exciting and we're not expecting that as well, because just a year ago, we're not getting these brands. And a year after, we saw these brands.
I can only imagine how those meetings went, you know. Sitting now, it's like there's AC, but everybody's hot, you know. And I can only commend you guys for the fact that this happened. So we're going to go for a break. As soon as we get back, we're focusing heavily on the night. As I said, she was on the phone the whole day. I had to wave her from a distance just to say hello. So once again, quick commercial break. Please keep messages coming through. MX24 TV, hashtags MXLIVE. If there's anything you want to ask, we're going to get to the awards. A few other hosting with my big brother, Jay Foley. So many guests coming through, expectations and everything else. And the plan moving forward for the 3Music Awards. We'll be right back. Welcome back, MX24 TV, every single platform, the hashtags MXLIVE. And I'm sure you can tell I'm enjoying the conversation so much because I'm learning so much from my madam, you know, Rashida, who I learned so much from at the 3Music Awards. So this year happened, so many artists performed. When it comes to the artists you guys select for a show like this, I'm assuming there are going to be so many other artists who are not happy. What goes into the selection for the performances? I mean, I had Cyril here and Olele again, and we talked about, you know, the selection process for the nominees and, you know, how all that came about, you know, the artists, the category. So we've spoken on that. But on the night, some might say it's based off preference, you know, it's based off who has the biggest song. But I saw Enam there, as I said, and I said, like, a lot of people have not seen her perform. You know, her performance was different. I had heard the song before, but as we were saying earlier, it had a lot of drums and percussion, so many differences. So, two things. How do you guys select the performers? And how do you deal with the artists who are not happy?
All right, so I think first of all, it starts with the ideation process, which we call the dream. You know, what do you want to achieve? Like this year, for instance, our team was connecting through music. So number one, we will be in the boardroom, go through, have a number of teams, then we choose one out of it. Then the ideation process starts. What do you want to achieve that night? So in the ideation process, you get all your initiatives lined up. So based on the initiative, then some artists will come to mind. So an example is the J Power. The J Power is the ladies performing. Amazing performances. You know, so it was like we are honoring some female artists who are no longer doing business. Others are past and gone. So, like for instance, you want an Irama Bedu. Who do you think in the industry best fits? So you don't just choose.
So it's not like, oh, there's a box, one her, one him.
No. So you just look at how Irama Bedu's song and you're like, oh, I think, so you choose about 2 or 3 artists whose voices you feel are similar to hers. Then, you know, then, and we have a very special person there in the name of Ezekiel Tete Step. You know, that's his expertise. So he can tell that looking at this voice, I think it will go with this song. So that is how we're
That's the whole process.
So look at Reina. Reina is not really known.
Yes.
But she did so well on that night.
She did.
She did so well. And on social media, people were just rooting for her. Who is this? Who is this? And a lot of comments because we know of her and we felt her voice will fit that song. And we brought her. So we actually called her that, look, we want you to come and do this. And together we'll sit with them take them through how the performances are going to be like.
Okay.
Titi, if you look at even the resemblance, she looks a little like Ebony. Look at her, look at.
So that's Titi for guys.
Yes.
And you know, she won an award.
Yes.
And a lot of people were like, oh, who's this? Wow,
Exactly.
she can really sing.
Exactly.
Okay. So it's a whole process just for the performance.
Yes. So the ideation process, and you come to how you want the initiative or your plan to be, and which artist best fits in.
Okay. Now, for the artists who are not happy they didn't perform, I don't want to see your WhatsApp messages or the phone calls you missed on the night and the nights after, the days before. What kind of conversations you have with them?
Definitely, it's difficult, but A&R will handle it, and we'll try to reach out to them to appeal to them that, oh, this year, the direction that is going, it's not possible for you to be a part of, but there will be other opportunities for us to equally work together. And to be honest, they are sweet. If you have these talks to them, they understand because they know the artistry part of it. They also know that it's a process. So we can't just involve everybody. Secondly, normally it's an awards ceremony. It's not a musical show. So we wouldn't want the music to, to drag for way too long. So we agree on how many performance blocks, how many performances should be done so that we can quickly, get it done and equally entertain and equally award. We're awarding 32 categories. So just imagine. If you have a long list of performance, which is good, it will entertain people, but the whole thing will be missing. That thing will be missing from the awards.
Now, one thing about the 3Music Awards is production value. Yes. For years, and it's interesting you're saying that because even though it's an awards and I want to see one what a lot of people heavily focus or are really, really up in their seats to see what our performance is going to be like. We saw Amelga, coming out of the egg, Akwabwa with so many wives. I was jealous, but I had to just deal with it on the night. At the end, we saw Kweku Smoke, his performance. We saw LJ. Crazy, I'm assuming behind the scenes, you don't take these things for granted at all when it comes to production value and performances.
If you know me, my voice have changed because I'm stressed. Sleepless nights, will be in the boardroom from morning until dawn before we go home. So we don't take it for granted at all. We want to wow everybody there and we want to ensure that the performances are on point. And I must say a huge thank you again today. All the performers, they did great. They came for their rehearsals, dress rehearsals, they were there. I can't thank them enough. So they were a part of it. From our side, we'll put the plan together, the initiative together, and what props will go with whose performance, so we don't joke with it. We'll stay overnight. We work as if that's just our last breath to ensure that it comes out the way it did. And if you do all this and the artists don't support you, it becomes difficult. That's why I'm thanking them. I keep thanking them because they avail themselves. They came for rehearsals. They came for the dress rehearsals. And if you tell them, do this, don't do this, the music director will direct them. They listened. And that is how come we had that spectacular performance from all of them.
My favorite performance, I must say, Fyodor. Yes. That's interesting because she was the host, the hostess with Jay Foley. Wow, Ifya, we need more of this, please. Next year, she has to release more music so we get more of this. First of all, the conversation of having her and Jay Foley on. I mean, Jay, veteran, he's been doing this for years. I think Ifya was a very big statement. Was it a controversial one when her name came up, the conversations? For as a fan of her, right, I don't mind, but for, again, you're doing this for the people. People are going to say what they're going to say. Maybe people have not seen her host shows as big as this, as well as she did. Some might say she proved herself, but before this, how did those conversations go?
I don't think it was controversial because what we tried doing in the boardroom is that the question was, Jay is the main host, and as you mentioned, Jay is a veteran. Jay started doing this years back. So it was, we didn't want another veteran. So the plan was who? So we all started mentioning names. Then this person will say this person. So I think the first time Ifya's name came up, I brushed it aside. The second time, another meeting session, because I also went back and I thought of it. So when we came back again, we're having the continuation of the meeting, her name came up again. And funny enough, we all just said, okay. And we all agreed. Because we saw she has something in her that
she does.
People don't really know. People say a lot of stuff about her, but she's a sweet girl.
She is.
And we knew bringing her on board would be great. And so immediately Jay picked the phone and called her, and she accepted it.
Me, I don't know who Jay Foley will call and not accept it. Like Jay Foley just sent me like one message, like, okay, it's Jay Foley, right? But that's testament to the people you work with on these award shows, and I'm happy she did the way the work that she did, and I'm assuming you guys were happy.
Yes,
with her performance.
We
nice
were very, very happy.
Nice
Thank you so much. She wasn't difficult to deal with when we're planning. She was also involved.
Okay.
She also brought her ideas. Oh, I think we should do it this way. It would be nice.
Okay.
So that shows that she was including herself into the whole thing.
Okay.
And that made the conversation and the planning process so smooth.
Okay. Okay. Now, another thing. I observed, I hosted the pre-show, and I saw a lot of young people, a lot of young influencers from fashion gurus who are new to, again, what do they call these people? TikTokers.
TikTok.
I saw so many young people.
Yeah.
Was that deliberate? And did you guys, did it ever come up in conversation that people might say, this is too many Gen Zs, at an award show? And how did you deal with that?
Yes, it was intentional.
Okay.
If you know 3Music, we stand for the Gen Zs.
Okay.
We stand for the younger demographics. That is what our channel is for. And so it was intentional to get these young ones. They are the future. So it was intentional. And our award scheme is for them, to be honest. It's for the younger ones. I'm not saying the millennials are not part of it, no. But that is how our direction was.
Okay.
We were intentional about it. We wanted this to be for our younger folks. And I believe that is what we achieved. So yes, it was intentional.
But millennials are part.
No, of course. Millennials are part. But we're very intentional about getting the younger ones to be there, to be a part of it.
Okay, and it seems like they really
They really came in their numbers. Yeah, they did.
Small glitches, slight lateness, but that's why the pre-show was a bit sped up. And,
Yes.
When it comes to production, anything can happen at any time.
Yes.
But things have to be, sorted out on the day.
Yes.
And I saw you people actually moving around and sorting things out. Did you guys, I just want to know, do you suppose or plan to the fact that these things can happen and we're supposed to deal with it this way?
Yeah.
Do those conversations come up?
So, they come up because you need to always have a plan B.
Okay.
You hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But some of these things,
it can happen.
You have no control over it.
Okay.
So some, yes, you plan. Others too, you hardly think that it will happen. Hardly. And whatever happened that day, none of us thought it will happen.
Okay.
That a dispatch was supposed to deliver something and that
Yeah,
caused a whole delay. That never crossed our path.
Yeah.
There were much bigger stuff that we planned and we had, second plan for or plan Bs for. But this particular thing, no, we didn't. So I think it's a learning curve. Next time around, we'll also have a plan B for such occurrences. So should they happen immediately, we'll move in there and try to resolve it.
Per what, again, it goes back to, there was a break, so many expectations, can they do it?
Yes.
Comparatively to other years, I must say you guys did an amazing job.
Thank
you. I saw everything that was happening firsthand, from the pre-show and 3 different stages. The main show, DJ Slim had his space, there were performances. Some awards were not given on the night.
Yes.
I want to know, were those communicated with the artists who won behind the scenes? Were they given to them, behind doors and the like?
Yeah, it will be given to them, but it was communicated to them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What was your highlight of the night? I don't know if you're allowed to or if you can pick, because so much went on and you were involved in everything. What was your highlight?
I think I would just say the performances. The way we envisaged that it will happen, it did happen. And the technicalities, the technical glitches were minimal. And when they happened, we were able to quickly switch and get things done. So for me, I enjoyed myself. If you watch the video, I was up on my feet dancing to the girl power. See, I'm big on women. I'm big on women. So anytime I have the opportunity, I want to push and help the younger folks. So the J Power, I would say, was my best. But I enjoyed every little bit of it. Aquaboy's performance was mad.
Aquaboy, I'm still jealous of that.
Yeah.
I'm so heartbroken I didn't get to do some of that. But I'll talk to Madam after
I would
this.
say I enjoy, as I mentioned to you, I enjoy all the genres.
Nice.
That is me. Country music, all the genres in music, I enjoy. So far as the sound is good, I enjoy it. So I enjoyed every little bit of the performances.
Now this has all happened, you know, you guys got over all the glitches, put together an amazing show, sponsors on board, performances went on well, artists won their thing. What's next? What's the plan moving forward for the 3Music Awards? As a fan, you know, and someone who got to work with you guys for the first time, I am hoping no more breaks. I'm hoping we're going to see this over and over. But from someone, again, who's heavily involved, what's the plan moving forward?
Immediately, we are not going to sleep. We have to just have a day or two rest and quickly start planning for next year.
Already?
Yes. Wow. Yes. There's no time to waste. So we have to quickly start planning again. Because see, the difference is that we don't just do awards. We're a media house in addition to doing awards. So if we don't start early, we'll have, you know, challenges along the line. Because business as usual have to happen, which is TV, producing events, shooting documentaries, shooting, you know, coming out with all the shows we have on TV. So we have to do this alongside awards. And it's the same team. So there's no time to come, you know, lazy about. So immediately, we are taking some days off in 10 just to relax and quickly head back on the street again.
Wow. So next year, we're definitely getting a 3Music Awards 2025.
Definitely, getting
Once she has said it, it's going to happen. So, you know, let's sit back, relax, enjoy. What have you learned the most, you know, especially the days leading up to? Because putting everything together, is one thing. And that's your expertise, you know how to get people, you know, on board, how to have the conversations with sponsors, but being on the grounds. You know, I saw you moving around the whole day. What have you learned the most in being a part of this?
Event organization is not a joke. This is my first time ever organizing an event or being a part of an event organization. I think we did Pence Hall, we did Salah Fest, yes, but this is a different event all over. It needs your all, you know, you need to be hands-on. There's no dull moments. So what I've learned is that for your event to come out successfully, it's not all about the money you have. Your ideation process is keen, because the ideation process is what directs the show from when you start to when you end. Vendors are another conversation altogether.
I know.
That was where my learning really was. Vendors, if you're not patient, you can just drop.
I know.
Vendors will get to you that if you're not careful, you collapse and then you'll just be there. But it was good. To our vendors, big ups. It was tough. From the beginning, it was tough, but later on, we're paddies. And so the learning, I would say, from the ideation process to the main night itself. The learning was big.
Thank you so much. I've learned so much myself.
Thank you.
And please, on national TV, I didn't give you any stress, did I? Did I give you any stress?
No, you didn't.
I didn't give you, like, I'm very easy to work with.
You didn't. Thank you so much. You did good. You did wonderful.
Thank you. I can't wait to work with you guys some more. Is there anything you want to tell the fans? Anything at all? Because we've spoken about so much.
I'd like to tell the fans that we really appreciate them, and a huge thank you to all of them for accepting us back. Because if you were there, the auditorium was full to capacity. It only shows the love and the fact that people were really expecting the awards to come on, and it did come on, even though we had comments like the publicity was low and all that. But the truth of the matter is that we went, as you mentioned, we went off. So we say we're coming back. I believe others thought it wasn't true or what, because we did the press release. It was all over the place. We did our nominees jam. It was full to capacity. People were there. And when we started the invitation process and the sale of tickets, it was massive. So the publicity, they say it was low, good. But then people also patronized it. So
the response was different.
The response was different. So I would just say a huge thank you to all the public who came in there, supported us and gave us their all. Secondly, we'll go to the artists. Thank you so much. You made time to come for our rehearsals. You took whatever discussion we all had and you were willing and ready to support 3Music Awards. And to my sponsors, I can't thank you enough. Bank and Olufsen, they believed in us. They believed in us.
It was awesome.
80 was there to support us. Audio Mac. We had Blue Jeans Energy Drink, Alkins Entertainment Group. They powered the Next Rated, and very soon you will hear of the plans they have for the Next Rated category. We have Duze, who powered the DJ of the year, and they are also in plans on whatever they have to do for the DJ of the year. We have Aswabo Security, who was there for us, who was willing to go the extra mile for us. So the sponsors, I would say they did a lot for us. They were good. We enjoyed the partnership, and we pray and hope that next year they'll equally be on board to support us. SS Music, I've not forgotten you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
With things like publicity and expectations, I guess we can be a victim of our own success. You know, when you do so well, you know, people expect so much more.
Exactly.
So I think on behalf of them, you guys can expect so much more when it comes to the next 3Music Awards, because she has said, you know, promised us they're working on it from now, and we can expect so much more. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a blessing. I've learned so much today, and I'm sure we're going to talk some more in the future. And to everyone who, you know, enjoyed the 3Music Awards, everyone who was there, who bought a ticket, who, you know, used their time to come through, thank you so much for joining us. Guys, have a very, very wonderful afternoon. We have excerpts on our social media. Go out there, check the winners of all the awards, and I know you're going to see the conversations all the way through to next year. Again, have a very wonderful afternoon.